Hi y'all, so today we're looking at the difference between the classic and the traditional line of the Helko axis. They were made in Germany. We had a subscriber message us and ask to do a video on the difference. So they all come with a nice leather sheath, very sturdy. You don't have to worry about it coming off when it's thrown in the back of your truck or wherever. So the main difference, the heads are actually very different in the traditional versus the classic. These are mirror finished, and the traditional have more of the Weatherline type finish and the German styling head instead of the blocky or more modern head. So the biggest axe in both lines that we carry is going to be the Expedition axe in the classic line and the Bavarian woodworker in the traditional. So the handle is considerably, well, I mean, a couple inches shorter in the Bavarian. You got like a 31.5 inch handle versus a 35.5 inch. So the head weights on those, let me see what that is. The Expedition right here is a 4.5 pound head, and the Bavarian right here is a 3.5 pound head. So you got a pound heavier head. I guess the little indention there takes some of the weight out. That's quite a bit heavier head. Okay, then we have the Tasmanian woodworker, which is like a racing axe. It's a lot like the Holtzbrook racing axe, 5-star racing axe. So it's gonna have, let me just turn the page. So the weight on it is 4 pounds. You got a shorter handle at only 31.5 inches, so it's gonna be same length as the Bavarian. So the Bavarian comes with that nice axe collar there. So let's move on to the Forester in the classic line right here. So you got a 31.5 inch handle. So it's going to be more comparison to the Bavarian. Same length handle. Let me see what the weight on it is. Okay, 3.5 pound. So you got the same weight. So these, this is basically a good example of the difference right here. Same weight head, same length handle, same sheath. Let me see what the cutting face is. So the traditional does have a bigger cutting face with a 5.5 inch, and that's more of a 4 3/4. So more spread out, got a little bit bigger cutting surface there. More of the Prandy makes axe a lot like that one. So then let's move on. Let's see what this is. This is a Hessian woodworker. So the head on it is 2 3/4 pounds. So 3/4 of a pound lighter head than the Bavarian. So you can see from the pole, it is narrower. You got a cutting face on the Hessian of 5 inches and a handle length of 27.5. So let's move on to the Scout on the classic line right here, and the weight on it is 2.5 pounds. They do seem to be considerably heavier weight on the classics for the size of cutting face and the overall look of how they look. So the Scout has a 27.5 inch and 6.5 inch there. You got a cutting face of 4 inches, a little bit narrower depending on what you're using it for. And then we have the, I guess this is a Black Forest woodworker, and handle length of 24 inches, cutting face of 4.5, and the weight on it is 2.2 pounds, almost 2 1/4. So shorter handle than the Scout, bigger cutting face, lighter head. Okay, so the Journeyman right here. So we got the Journeyman and the Pathfinder. And the Pathfinder, they both have the same size head, 1.5 pounds. Literally, basically identical. The Journeyman right here has a 20-inch handle, and the Pathfinder right here has a 15-inch handle. So then we're gonna look at this one, which, let me just ask, that's is that a Rhineland pack axe or Rhineland hatchet? Rhineland pack axe, 20-inch handle. So these two are gonna be slightly comparable. The Rhineland has a 1.5 pound, and I forgot what the Journeyman, it's 1.5, same weight head, same length handle, but once again, that's a good comparison of the difference in the two. Same sheath, same weight head, and same handle. You just gotta draw, it's just the traditional, just draw out a little more of a German style head. So 4-inch on that one and 3.5 on that one. Then we'll move down to this one. So this is a Rhineland hatchet, and let me see. The Rhineland hatchet has a 1.25 pound head, which it looked lighter to me. Yeah, it's definitely smaller, but same basic design. Just you got a 1/4 pound lighter head on this one, and 14-inch handle. Cutting face is 4.25. So you actually have a bigger cutting face on the hatchet than the pack axe. So that would be a neat little hatchet. That thing looks pretty nice. Okay, then we have the splitting axis. So this is going to be the Saxon. You got your nice middle axe collar. You don't even have to worry about putting one on there. 31-inch handle, 6.25 pound head, nice and hefty. Then you have the splitting wedge. Brandy makes these, Condor makes them. A lot of brands have the splitting wedge type, and it's this ball tax. Length of the handle is 28 inches. The head is 4.5 pounds. So if you want a little bit lighter head for your splitting, these things are pretty awesome. You don't necessarily have to have quite as heavy a head, and still does some nice splitting. Then they have a wedge, and you can check out the video on the wedge. We've done that in the past on a lot of the different wedges we carry. And then they have two kinds of axe collars, one for a hatchet, and it just wraps around, and it has leather to lace it up on the back. And then the axe one for your bigger axes. So that's about it. If you want to see a video on any closer look comparison between any two of these, where it's just one-on-one, get to just show back to back and get a video of them together, let us know. Check out our website, wisementrading.com. We have tons of premium axes on there, from cheap to expensive ones. These come with US hickory handles, which most nice axes do. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and ring the bell, and let us know if you want us to do any comparisons between different axes and things. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, and God bless.